originally from San Diego.
Chris, in just one note, you saw D'Entremont come in there with that 300 sign. He rolled 4 during the tournament, a 5th one he was predicting would be breaking the all-time record, and a bonus of $100,000. Now we have Jeff Morin, first shot.
Regional titles, looking for his first national titles in the 6 years that he's been a PBA member. 30 years old, 6-footer, good shape, 175 pounds.
Kind of a shaky start. You don't miss the head pin and average better than 230 all week long, but nerves on the first shot. He's left himself a spare. I bet he hasn't shot very much this week. The 1-2-4.
Oh, yes. Crucial mark for Jeff Morin here in the very first frame. And now, here is Jess Stayrook. He already has won $54,710 this year. Pumped.
The Rock has it all together. He's a very strong man, 5 deliberate short steps, and he kind of delays his swing, a little bit like Earl Anthony, but then he snaps through it right at this point, right down to the target line, inside-out swing, and he's on a roll, and he leaves nothing in the bag.
On this championship pair, it's on the left lane. Crossing over and failed to trip the 4.
Well, balance is such a key element to a player's delivery, and just, you'll see him slip on his pivot step right there, and he's a little bit off balance, tops the ball, goes high, and avoids the 4-6 split, gets away with an easy spare, the 4 pin.
This is our very first game. If you've just joined us here on ABC, the winner of this will meet Roger Bowker, 4-time champion, and then Dave D'Entremont, 3rd consecutive appearance on TV, and then the great Mike Albee as the tournament leader. Jeff's best finish this year was 10th at the Quaker State 250 in Grand Prairie, Texas.
Jeff, a nice solid style, and the thing I like most about his game is the push away down the target line. And look, he's locked his elbow and his arm all in line. Now watch how he comes through. He does not bend the elbow, and that keeps the ball on the target line, much like the great Gary Dickinson. I always like that kind of delivery.
Best ever finish for Jeff was 2nd, 1993 Cleveland Open. Stayrook, strike and spare, 3rd frame.
Stayrook with the full fingertip grip, tucks his pinky finger next to his index finger and catches it all. That's where the wrist action comes in. He just gets the tremendous wrist action. We saw his grip. Now watch the 4 pin. Just love tap out the 7. The 5 saws out the 10. Stayrook has strike, spare, strike, but he trails by 10.
It up at this point in the very first game. We're in Peoria, situated.
I know it sounds crazy, but yeah, I took the high endurance challenge for most.
Illinois River, the landmark bowling center, with its health club, with its wagering parlor, with its arcade of games, and the big game for Jeff Morin now, with the double up shooting in the 4th frame to take a lead. Well, he looks zeroed in.
He does, Chris. He's a very controlled player. He's down the line, very simple style. He just proves what accuracy can do out here on the Pro Bowlers Tour. You're seeing 2 diametrically different styles, the power of Stayrook and the accuracy of Morin. Now let's take a look at Morin, how he's really playing the lanes. He's pretty much a straightaway conventional player. You're going to find him right around the center. He's going to slide in this area. His target's going to be right around the first arrow. He'll tie them all together pretty straight. Watch that shoulder pointing right down the target line.
Okay, a four-bagger. 20-pin lead. Next Saturday, live at 3 Eastern, ABC Sports presents the first jewel in bowling's Triple Crown. Walter Ray Williams Jr. and the Sports Big Guns take aim at the PBA National Championship. Next Saturday here on ABC Sports. Well, 2, 4, 7, 8. Oh, what do we do here?
Well, Chris, he has to stay down with the shot, and Stayrook locks that right leg at the foul line, loses his balance a little bit, and leaves the 2, 4, 7, 8. A tough spare. Right now he trails by 24. If he doesn't convert the spare, he'll be in big trouble.
Consistently making spares, a big key.
Stayrook a much different style than we see in Jeff Morin. Stayrook the power player. They're both deliberate with their approach, but then Stayrook lets it all hang out. His natural ability. The man was a carpenter by trade, and he has the powerful arms. He's going to start way over here on the left side. He's going to end up shooting the ball right between the second and third arrows.
A scout named Goodwill.
The action of the head pin, the right sideboard, comes on across. Shot we couldn't carry 5 or 6 years ago, but it's just commonplace today.
Now, Jeff Morin. Four in a row and then that.
Boy, does that even a match up very quickly. The ball slides off his hand. He's playing that extreme outside line. It is dangerous. High risk, high reward. Here he opens that shoulder a little bit. We were talking about the previous shot. He keeps that right shoulder closed. See, he's opened the right shoulder. He loses the ball off the bottom of his swing and slides off into the moat. He needs to recover to stay ahead of the match by 14 pins.
Attaboy, Jeff. We feel that way after each professional has that heartbreak when they come back with a beautiful shot like he just made.
Well, people wonder why a player would play that extreme outside line. Number one, you're forced to do it by the oil pattern. There's a heavy oil pattern in the center of the lane. Jeff Morin, not a power player, needs to get as close to the dry area, which is basically the outside couple of boards on the lane, to make his ball effective.
Spare in the 6th frame, now strike in the 7th of our first game from Peoria. Jeff Morin going against Jess Stayrook from Tempe, Arizona. We'll be back.
Here on ABC Sports.
I'm Chris Schenkel, and I did mention earlier that this was our 16th consecutive visit to the landmark lanes here in Peoria, and in each case, each of the 15, we've had exciting matches. Brian Goebel won it last year in dynamic form, and we expect the same today with these 2 bowlers and the other 3 to follow. Here's Jess Stayrook now, who was the AC Delco champion of 1995, along with winning the Brunswick Memorial Open in 91, Erie in the same year, and Seattle in 89. Now let's go to my colleague, Nelson Burton Jr.
Thank you, Chris. Roger Bowker. We just saw Jeff Morin with the ball on the channel. You're going to play the outside line, too. What's the reason?
The reason being that we have a better angle to the pocket there. Our ball hits pretty hard from there, but like you said, you throw it in the gutter, you get no reward. I had about 7 gutter balls this week, at least this week down TV show. I won't be the only one, maybe.
Morin didn't scare you off?
No. I've been a gutter player from way back when we were young, Bull.
Uh-oh. Back to you, Chris.
Okay. So with that strike, Jess Stayrook takes the lead by 6 pins. Key coming in the 6th frame when Jeff Morin, of whom we'll be watching soon, put one in the channel from the same right lane. Came back to the next shot. Get get them all. All right. So he's back in the lead by 4 pins here in our very first game.
Check the double.
But it's tough to do what Morin just did. He threw the ball in the channel in the 6th frame. He's continued to trust his shot out there on the first couple of boards, and he's kept himself right in the match. Entertaining to say the least. 4 pins, the lead by Morin, 2 frames to go. The full grip by Jeff Morin. See, he doesn't have quite the wrist cup or that wrist cock that most of the power players have. He's pretty flat.
All right, Jeff Morin with 3 in a row with that foundation strike in the ninth, leading by 14. But here is his competition.
The Rock cannot afford to miss here in a high-scoring environment. A spare is almost like an open frame. He has a possible 256.
Dynamite. Tonight at 10, 9 Central, Jeff Fahey stars in the new show critics and audiences both love, The Marshals. Then tomorrow night, special network premiere on the ABC Sunday Night Movie, Harrison Ford stars in Patriot Games. That's tomorrow night on ABC.
Well, here's the frame that separates the average pro from the top pro. You have to perform in the 10th. Jeff Stayrook needs a strike to take the lead.
Battle right to the end to earn the right to bowl Roger Bowker. And the winner of the next game, Dave D'Entremont, then on to the final game against the tournament leader, Mike Alvey.
The situation for Jess, if he strikes on this ball, he would force Jeff Morin to throw 2 strikes in a decent count. Right now, Stayrook can extend the lead to 16, but he cannot shut out Morin.
Charles Atlas pose.
Well, he's physically strong, and he's using that strength to stay in the match. Right now, all he needs is a couple of pins here to force Morin to get 2 strikes. The count's almost immaterial at this point. Morin must throw 2 strikes to win the match.
Closing with power. Success, 256.
Well, the Rock did what he had to do, and that's throw 2 strikes. He got all 3 in the 10th. Now Morin needs 2 strikes and 7. Anything less, and he loses.
One more, and 7. That was on the right lane where he channeled one earlier, 6th frame.
Good trust there, good in the clutch, and really that was an equipment strike. He sawed out the 6th pin into the 10, and Chris, without the new reactive resin balls we have today, that would have been a weak 10. There's the biggest change in the scoring environment we have on the tour today. Now with 1 more strike and 7 pins, he'll advance to the next match against Bowker.
About as much emotion as the 30-year-old has shown, looking up at the score sheet, very visible to the big crowd gathered here.
Well, remember what happened the last game we did in the championship round, 1994, right here, Chris. Goebel threw 2 strikes for a potential $200,000 bonus. Then he got 6 pins on the final ball. Morin's in that same situation. He needs at least 7. Can't afford the short count. Morin. Boy, wins by 1. Holy cow.
Oh, was I wrong? He let up on the speed a little bit.
He tried to aim it, Chris. He got a great break.
Okay.
The 8 pin fell out. He wins by 1 pin. Look at this. It looks like we're going to have a tie match. Remember, he needs 7 to win. And you're going to see 4 pins remaining at one point. There they are. And in the last moment, something knocks out the 7 pin. Jeff Morin wins by 1. 257, 256.
Dramatic first game.